Good morning. It's December the 17th. And I don't know if you can hear that, but that's some of that ice, the melt that's melting and going down our downspouts. So it's kind of noisy. I don't have any finished objects for this podcast. So it is basically, I'm just going to show you where I'm at with the scarf that I'm working on. I will finish that today. And that's it for the crochet. Even the knitting. I didn't work anything on that sweater. I was supposed to. Because, what can I say? I did have someone who had asked what a crochet roll was. Now, I'm going to show you this one that I made for myself. Now, I didn't make it for crochet, but it's basically the same idea, same principle. It's just for crochet, you'd have smaller pockets, for each hook. And basically what it is, it's just a big, long piece of fabric that has a top that will fold over. And then you have these pockets for your hooks or your double pointed needles. Now this one I made specifically for double pointed needles because I had them all over the place in cigar tubes. And they were in a bag and I never could find the bag. But this I can always find because of the way that I roll it up. And basically you just flip the lid over and then you fold in half or as close to half. And you just roll it up. And the ribbons on the end just come around. And then you would tie it in a knot and a bow to keep it secure. And then you can place it on your shelf or bag or wherever you keep your things. Like I said, I don't have one for crochet. I had one that I used to use all the time, and it was probably about this big. And I had a snap on the inside here and a snap on the outside, or a snap on the inside and a snap on the outside on the other, so that when you rolled it up, you just snapped it. No, that one had tabs. I had tabs on the side so that once it was rolled up, you could snap it together. Do I remember how I made that stupid thing? No. That was years ago. It was like 16 years ago I made that. So, yeah, it was a long time ago. Now, I'm going to do some shout outs next. And I will leave the links below the links for the What in Tarnation. And I'll tell you why there's extra links in the description box below. But the first channel is Marlo 1980. The second one is Miss B Crochet Corner, and that is Linda. She's from the UK. And of course, I've already done the one with Urban Yarn. That's Gary. And then there is a Yarn Addict with Karen McCogran, I think is how you pronounce the last name. I listened to it about 2 weeks ago, but can I remember how she pronounced it? Of course not. Sherry K Loves Yarn and Crochet. And then there is also Twisted Stitches. And all of these are fantastic channels to add to your watch list, I love seeing more and more people start channels. That is one of my favorite things, is seeking out new channels and, getting to see everything they have. because you never know. They may have different ideas. I am looking at, for the first cowl for the year, of doing I was thinking perhaps a shawl that we create together by adding stitches. And we'll do some things where where I'm going to ask you, what kind of stitches would you like to see? Because there are ways to add stitches in to shawl without getting frustrated with the math. The math is normally the biggest issue because you want it to be even on each side. But sometimes your stitches in the middle, when you're doing certain stitch pattern, they don't quite meet up. But there is a way to fudge it, and I thought it might be fun for us to go along and show how you can fudge that math with crochet and it still work out beautifully. And a lot of it is just adding some plain double crochets, single crochets, or half double crochets, in between stitch sets. So this will be one of those where we'll try it and then we'll go back and say, no, that doesn't work right. Let's try something else. I thought about that, so give me whether you think that might be a positive or a negative for you, whether it be something you'd be interested in. Because other than that, we can do, taking a certain stitch and turning it into a blanket. There's a lot of things we can do. So it's going to be fun the new year. We're going to do cowls and crochet alongs, knit alongs, and I think we'll also throw in a Tunisian crochet along. That might be a lot of fun to do. There's one pattern that I would love to be able to do, and I haven't done it yet. And it is a Tunisian crochet along that was done a long time ago. So, and I just thought maybe if we can still find the pattern, it might be fun to work our way through that together with Tunisian. Because sometimes reading Tunisian patterns, you're not really sure what the author meant. There are a lot of things that aren't set as far as the way that you would write a pattern. So sometimes when you look at what I call recipes, you have to either figure it out in your head or work it out just by going one stitch at a time. And that's also how a lot of us learn to read patterns is, when we see this long listing of stitches, you got to break it down when you're reading pattern. First, you'll look at maybe the first three stitch, that first three stitches tell you what to do. And then you go on and you look a little further and it says times 3. So you'd repeat that pattern 3 more times or 2 more times. See? And that's where I'm going to tell you that's where it gets confusing. With recipes, patterns like that, did the author actually mean to just do 3 sets? Or to do that and then do another 3 sets? That's where pattern reading gets a little harder. And you kind of have to look and see, okay, let me look, see how far it is from wherever it is I'm getting to the end of that row. Is that going to work out? So sometimes it's just a lot of trial and error when you're reading patterns at first, and eventually as you continue to practice reading patterns. It's just like when we learn to read books as kids. You have to do it, one step at a time. Maybe it's one word at a time. Eventually those sentences make sense. So, those of you that are wanting to learn to read patterns, we can do a little bit on that too as we go. Sometimes I wonder about myself. Like Kayla said, I got a lot on my platter when I actually got a little saucer. Mine's a little Barbie saucer sometimes. Now, When I had talked about the links for the What in Tarnation that I'm fixing to read to you, it's because there's a lot of video in there, and some of the pictures are just amazing to see. So I'm including links underneath the stories with the headline of the story so that you can go look at that video, go look at the picture, um, and you'll see why. And now we're going to start with What in Tarnation. Squirrel steals package from front porch of Los Angeles home. A Los Angeles resident's home security camera recorded the moment a sneaky squirrel stole a package from their front porch. The video, recorded Tuesday in San Pedro neighborhood, shows the pint-sized porch pirate, I like that name, grab an Amazon package from the stoop in front of the front door of the home and flee with its ill-gotten goods. The residents said a witness spotted the squirrel and returned the packages to the home. The person said the squirrel is now suspected to be the culprit behind previous incidents of packages being found in bushes around the apartment complex. It's a cute video. Escaped alligator spotted crossing the road in Canada. A shocked Montreal woman captured video when she came across an unusual scene for the city: an alligator crossing the road. Samaha, I think that's how you pronounce her name, said she was looking out the window while drinking coffee Sunday at Villeray when she noticed an alligator outside. It took a few seconds for my brain to comprehend what was happening, she said. Samaha filmed footage of the alligator crossing Jari Road East while her friend stopped traffic to protect the reptile. Police, who initially misidentified the creature as a crocodile, said it had escaped from a nearby van that belongs to a company that puts on exotic animal demonstrations. The alligator's owners recaptured the animal before officers arrived on the scene, police said. I don't imagine that you see a lot of crocodiles crossing the roads in Canada. Now this one made me think of Charlie. Company seeks coffee queen to rule over Scottish castle. A coffee company is offering $5,000 and a free trip for an unusual one-week dream job, serving as the coffee queen. Javalia Cafe said that the coffee queen will spend 1 week living in Scotland's Carlowree Castle with a full complement of servants, including a chef and a butler. The company said the willing applicant will receive free travel to and from Scotland and will be paid $5,000 plus $2,000 in spending money for the week. Javalia believes a queen is anyone who transforms into the most confident version of themselves after that first cup of coffee. They speak their minds, are self-aware, and aren't afraid to make fun of themselves, the company said. Interest prospective monarchs are being asked to submit 250-character mini-essays on why they would be ideal for the position. There is video on YouTube of their commercial asking for this. Now this next one, I mean, you have to admit this woman stepped up and did the right thing. Bank mistakenly deposits $37 million into a woman's account. A Dallas woman discovered her bank account had more than $37 million in it, but it turned out to be a clerical error. Rush Balloon said she checked her account balance at Legacy Texas Bank and was shocked to see $37,203,337 in the account that she couldn't explain. I was like, wow, we have a lot of money, she told KTVT TV. Balloon said she told her husband about the mysterious fortune and he called the bank. Legacy Texas Bank told the couple the money was a result of a clerical error and the mistake was corrected. I was a millionaire. I have a screenshot of it so I can say that now, Balloon said. It's quite a story. The bank explained the incident in a statement. Our client made a foreign currency deposit into her Legacy Texas account, the statement said. Due to the fluctuation in exchange rates, all foreign currency transactions must be manually entered into our system through our back office. When our client's deposit was being keyed in, our representative entered her account number into the amount field by mistake, it said. A New York man was sentenced to probation in 2010 when $5 million was mistakenly deposited into his bank. Benjamin Lovell said he repeatedly tried to work the situation out with his bank, but ended up spending a chunk of the funds on investments, gifts, and medical costs. Lovell was originally charged with larceny, but pleaded guilty to a lesser charge as part of the deal with prosecutors. He was sentenced to probation. However, this couple did the exact correct thing. They contacted the bank to ask about it. And that's where they discovered the mistake and they corrected it. Now, I don't know what Mr. Lovell did or didn't do, but apparently he, in trying to work out the situation with the bank, figured out, well, they're not going to do anything about it, so I might as well spend some of it. You can't do that, people. Get you into trouble. Now, I don't have video of that, but you can actually go do a search for the video or go to ktvt.com. And I believe the video is there where the anchors talk about the story. And they do the interview with the woman. Airport builds Christmas tree out of confiscated items. An airport in Lithuania took an unusual approach to holiday decorating when it assembled a Christmas tree out of confiscated items. Lithuania Airport said the tree at the Vilnius Airport was assembled from prohibited items that were seized by security officers during the screening process. Photos of the educational masterpiece tree show hundreds of pairs of scissors, as well as knives, box cutters, lighters, and other goods deemed too dangerous to allow on planes. So if you don't want your personal yet prohibitive belongings to land on our next year's Christmas tree, better check out the baggage requirements before you pack for your next flight, Lithuanian Airport said. And I provide a link for that video. Or actually to go see a picture of it. I think it's a LinkedIn picture. So, festive SUV pulled over for excessive Christmas lights. You know, there are some people that do get carried away with the Christmas decorations. The Washington State Patrol is warning drivers not to get too festive with their vehicles after an SUV decked out with Christmas lights was stopped on the highway. Trooper Axtman, Public Information Officer for Washington State Patrol District 7, tweeted photos showing the vehicle with a light-up Christmas tree on its rear and the roof rack covered in lights. What does a Grinch and a trooper have in common? They both would have pulled this vehicle over for illegal lighting. Okay, Axman wrote, he said the trooper didn't have the heart 2 sizes too small, and the driver was let go with a warning. Residents responded to Axman's tweet with photos of the vehicle spotted in the area with even more intricate lights, including a glowing snowman on the trunk. Axman said troopers are aware of the vehicle being spotted around the Snohomish County, loved the Christmas spirit, definitely not legal, and very distracted. He tweeted. I don't know, folks. Airline offers priority seating to passengers in ugly Christmas sweaters. Alaska Airlines announced it is celebrating the Christmas season by offering priority boarding for one day to passengers wearing ugly sweaters. The airline said passengers who wear holiday sweaters on December the 20th, National Ugly Sweater Day, will be offered priority boarding on all Alaska and Horizon air flights. Not hair, air flights. We love going above and beyond to make your trip memorable. Celebrating Ugly Sweater Day is just another way we're making the holidays a priority, said Natalie Bowman, Alaska Airlines Managing Director of Marketing and Advertising. The airline also said it is also working to spread holiday cheer by playing festive music during boarding and offering specialty cocktails. Now, this next story, I love the woman who did the video on this. It was very interesting. New Jersey farmer dresses cows in giant-sized Christmas sweaters. A New Jersey dairy farm's cows are going viral after they got into the holiday spirit by donning festive Christmas sweaters. Becky Hughes of Lodge Farm in St. Xavier teamed with tourism organization Visit Jersey to outfit 5 of her cows in the finest festive garb. The cows Carol, Holly, Mary, Noel, and Mariah Derry were outfitted with custom-made festive sweaters. We love Christmas at the farm. If I had it my way, we'd play Christmas carols from October. This year we took the opportunity to cast off an all-new look for the girls to help get into the festive spirit by creating matching Christmas jumpers, House said. It took a while to coordinate. That is exactly how it's worded. Coordinate the right design, but we think we've landed on a look worthy of the cream of the crop. With just days to go until Santa comes to town, we've definitely got the Christmas feeling, she said. And there is a link to that video. It almost makes me wish I lived close enough to go visit this farm to see the cows in their little sweaters. But the video is close enough, so that's very cute. Okay, guys, I will see you again tomorrow. No, I won't see you again tomorrow. I'm away tomorrow. Maybe I'll pre-record something a little later. I don't know. If I see you tomorrow, I see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you Thursday. Everybody have a great day. And remember, a little kindness goes a long way.